when you got the idea to start doing it, how did you go about sourcing funding? Because for many entrepreneurs, that is always the killer.
Yeah.
You know, you have an idea, you see that it costs you X amount to rent an office, X amount to buy a generator and fuel it, and X amount, you know, to just get all the administrative costs in place to set up. How did you raise the funding?
Let me say, well, Vina is supposed, when I came back, like I said, I worked at Lekki Village. The plan was to come back, have a place to work and run this, the school needed a professional, a young guy that could bring some energy, some, level of experience and transformational ability, which I'd done, business improvement, business repositioning, I'd done that for a few years. So I brought to the school. And while there, I realized that all of those things that I said I saw when I came back, opportunities, it was time to start to look for which one is the best one. And in raising funds, for me, same thing that every young person or every entrepreneur in Nigeria will say about finance. It was one of the most difficult things I ever had to do. Let me say this to you here. Nigeria is not set up, the banking sector is not set up in Nigeria to support your ideas. In fact, it's just what it is. And for me, I realized that in a very hard way. So you had an idea, you had a bunch of ideas, and I keep saying to people, Vina is a brand. We're doing a lot of things, so it just happens that the business hub and the things we're doing, the early things we've done are just one of the few things that we've had to do very quickly. So to want to build a brand, and you need a bank to support you and support all the ideas you have in the pipeline over time, that was always going to be difficult. So, I mean, every single person we walked up to, every bank, and I'm talking about major banks, are not going to meet them at a level where they won't understand. I mean, going to meet them at either a management level, and when you sit in front of an ED and you're talking business, and they don't get what you're saying, and they're talking about, if we have 6 billion naira, well, rather give it to a big business that will turn it around in 3 months. So they're not cut out for you for 24 months. So for me, it was then the 3 things that they say in business: the best way to raise money for startups, family, friends, and fools. Fools because people who just have money and they don't know what to do with it, and you just tap into it and use it. Family, I said, yeah, very, very important, but you must be able to sell something to family, and as time goes on, I'll share a few things that you can sell. I said to people that your ideas must, my idea must be powerful enough for any family member to want to put money in it. Friends, the same thing. And also for, if you have anything personally. So for me, it was leveraging on those 2, family and friends, and raising a few. And it wasn't small money, it was quite a bit.
Okay, and even for those guys, I mean, how easy was it to convince them? Because no matter how close or how much your parents or your siblings love you,
yeah,
unless the idea makes sense and they can see some kind of return on their investments, they probably will not say, look, Kola will like you, but it's not this idea.
Yeah. Precisely. I mean, there were 2 things I was offering, and I also advise you that be willing to, nothing goes for free. There's no such thing as free lunch. And when it comes to business, never expect anybody to do anything free of charge. So when you're approaching friends and approaching families, always be willing to offer something. So you're either offering equity or you're offering some sort of return on whatever it is they are loaning you. If it's a loan, make sure you make it competitive. So there were people who we had to take loan from, and it had to be at a particular interest. So for me, and that will buy you not only time but also comfort, knowing that you're taking let's say you're taking 20 million naira from someone who has money and they just don't know. And there are quite a number of people in Nigeria, which is now what we're doing as another side of our business, trying to connect businesses here to people who have money and they don't know what to do with it. And they say, look, for 2 years, I'll take 20 million naira from you, and banks are lending at 25%, 26%. If you do it for me at 18% or 20%, let's shake hands on the deal. Now, they also need to know what they are loaning you for, which is why your idea must be very powerful enough for them to see. And there's a concept that I'll introduce later as we're talking, and it's a concept of what you call the why, the what, and the how. When your why is strong enough, anybody will put money in it. And I've realized that. I've found that if people know why you're doing something, they might not put money in what you're selling, but in why you're selling it. If it's powerful enough, trust me, people will put money down. And that I found, and then your ability to negotiate, ability to convince people, ability to paint a picture, ability to sell a vision, to sell an idea, absolutely important. And for me, that was key.